Day number 4 of the California Mid-State Fair. What is good? It is a beautiful day in Mission Square. Adam and Jeremy, the Cork Dorks. We are here 4 to 7 every single day of the California Mid-State Fair. Today I am stoked. Been looking forward to this. Wild the Coyote going to be on stage right here at Mission Square coming up at 7 p.m. when Jeremy and I rap. And Jeremy, today we got MCV wines, and I'm really looking forward to tasting some of these Petite Sirahs and more.
You know, Matt, we've known you a long time. Matt Villard is the proprietor. He's the winemaker there. And, we've had your wines from, like about 10 years ago. When we ran into you in the park on Wine Fest weekend.
Yep.
And you introduced yourself. I'd love to have you try my wines. Like, let's try your wines, man. And they're really good. And, Petite Sirah, I know, is a big varietal for you. But you've expanded your portfolio over the years. And I'm seeing whites. Is that a rosé?
It is.
Nice. All right. So what are we starting off with?
So we're starting off with my Sauvignon Blanc. I'm bringing it back to. We did one in 2015, and so I'm bringing it back now to basically yearly. It was kind of a one-off in 15, and then I couldn't get the fruit again, and now I finally have a consistent source. It's from Onyx's Briarwood Estate, their new Wente planting for the clone, and I'm fermenting it in some neutral oak, stainless steel drums, so we get a little bit of everything. And it's just definitely more New World style, much more tropical notes. Much more round.
It feels like Sauvignon Blanc kind of sometimes, people will have Chardonnays, right? And sometimes the Chardonnay will be a lot of oak, and sometimes it will be, like a lot of stainless. And there's like two little different lives that Chardonnay can lead and paths it can go down. I feel sometimes Sauvignon Blanc is the same, where you can have that kind of, grassy New Zealand style. And like you said, maybe we do something a little bit more, crisp and tropical. And that's where kind of this falls in.
Oh, for sure. Dragon fruit, little gooseberry, definitely some grassy notes, but not like lemongrass. Some minerality. For me, it's kind of like a wet slate, maybe. Mm-hmm. And definitely more round, less of that just super crisp acidity, much more approachable. We have a winemaker dinner coming up in a couple of weeks, and this is getting paired with grilled octopus.
Oh, damn.
I think I told you about the menu when I was on Liquid Lunch.
Yeah. We're going to talk all about that. We're going to talk about the wine dinner, talk about what you guys have been doing there with Wine Wednesdays, get to how we can taste your wines in Tin City. But my resident sommelier for Sauvignon Blanc is Jeremy. Jeremy, what do you think of this Sauv Blanc, brother?
Yeah, no, this is very nice. Like you said, it's a little different style than some of the traditional ones are, but I mean, it's really clean, and that's what you want with Sauv Blanc too. This is a great wine just to have, with sitting around with friends, or to pair it up with some grilled octopus. I think would be really interesting. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't think that would be like a Sauv Blanc, but when you actually taste this, there's a nice kind of tannin structure to this a little bit. So I can see how that would probably go pretty well, right?
Yeah, it's Chef Mike Zimmerly is doing our dinner again as usual. He's just so good, it's hard to get away from him. But it's grilled octopus with mango, pomegranate, citrus, avocado, pickled shallots, and micro herbs. So definitely much more of that fruity, tropical side of Sauv Blanc.
So we've known Chef Zimmerly for a long time.
Yeah.
In fact, he would participate in our big mac and cheese fest in Avila Beach.
Yeah.
And he was the first one to try, because a lot of chefs will try and go outside the box. He tried a mac and cheese ice cream, and I literally saw an article. You saw that same article?
I was just going to bring it up.
You texted it over to me, actually.
I was like, wait a second.
Yeah.
Wait, this has already been done.
Yes.
Somebody's like, this. You can have mac and cheese ice cream.
We did it here first.
And I'm like, he did a really good job with it. It had a kind of that butter pecan kind of profile, that savory, sweet, and it was really, really good. And I thought it would be weird to have the noodle in there, but no, it really wasn't. I mean, especially it kind of reminded me of like Rocky Road when he hit the marshmallow.
You're right.
It was just kind of like that.
Good call.
Yeah. So, he's a great chef, and he does such a fantastic job. And I know you've had him come in on Liquid Lunch and bring us, I remember some of the sauces he did with his meats. And as a matter of fact, I think you brought it in and recreated it because he wasn't able to join us that day. But it was his food, and it was really, really good. So.
Yes, that's right, because he was still living in Palm Springs. He was just moving up here to do the private chefing, and so he actually mailed us, overnighted, in food safe containers, mailed us up, and I brought it in and did all the prep for it.
Amazing.
And that was, I think I brought in that, it was a pork belly, I think. like
It
a
is
braised
something,
pork
but the
belly.
sauce was like something we had when we were in Bordeaux. I mean, it
Mm-hmm.
was like his sauce game is on point,
Yep.
which I didn't realize I was a sauce guy until we went to Bordeaux.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, put that sauce on my ice cream, man. My
Yeah.
mac and cheese ice cream.
Well,
if
yeah.
have
Once you
to.
go to France and figure out when you say can I have a side of ranch, that doesn't work. You have to learn about all the other sauces that they got going
Or you
on.
go to make a Bloody Mary and they bring you the ingredient and go, you make it.
Yep.
I'm like, what? We're here with Matt Villard. It's MCV Wines. We've got lots to get into. We've got the Sauv Blanc in the glass right now. Make sure you come on by and say hi. It's the Cork Dorks here.
What wines did you bring for 15C? What are we pouring here? Because what were the heritage wines?
Actually, the first two we're going to have, I figured it would probably still be hot when we're doing this, and so I
Perfect.
brought 2 bottles of the Sauv Blanc and 2 bottles of the Rosé.
So the wine that we're tasting right now, the Sauvignon Blanc that we're talking about, also the Rosé that we're going to get into next, they are available at 15C right here. You can check them out and taste them for yourself.
All right, here we are. Come by and say hi.